Ando na yun! Thank you mga chong. Hi, kamusta po mga chong? This is alias Siga and welcome to our channel. At kamusta po dyan sa Pilipinas na with a capital P. Laging P. Pinoyski. Kaya nga pag P, palakpakan. Alright. Well, tayo po ay magre-react ngayon. This time medyo naiiba pero ano pa rin. This is about a country, ngayon dumadami na dahil they're all connected, na nagpo-protesta po sila sa government because of the agriculture at sa farming nila. Ito po yung tungkol na sinasabi nila na gusto ng government because they want to reduce yung fertilizer yata na tinatawag na nitrous oxide. At sabi nila, they need to reduce that to 30%. Siyempre, nasaktan ang mga farmers diyan. Ano ba itong country? Boom! Diyan po nagtatago si Joma Season. Anyway, itong Netherlands po ay I think isa sa nagpo-protest ngayon when it comes to farming. Kasi nga sabi nga raw ng government, due for the climate change, they want to reduce the nitrous oxide o yung paggagamit nila ng fertilizers. Syempre, the farmer is going to be affected dahil po sa mababawasan at mahihirapan daw sila based dun sa interview ng ibang video. Actually, nasa YouTube po yan eh. And bakit ko ba inaano to? Bakit ko ba nire-react to? Kasi po ito ay naalala ko lang po ng ating pong presidente BBM ay isang secretary ng Department of Agriculture, which is para sa akin ay maswerte pa rin tayo dahil mismo ang presidente natin ang tumututok sa agriculture. And I have faith in him na hindi mangyayari ito. Kaya ako lang po ito pinakikita kasi maraming mga tanong, marami nagsasabi o nag-o-opinion na kaya daw nagpo-protesta ang taga-Netherlands ay dahil daw po ginagamit lang daw nilang itong parang cover sa climate change because they said, sabi, they're trying to control the food industry. Mahirap yan, you know? Ganun na ba talaga ang ating food industry? Kinakailangan kontrolin na rin. Kaya nga nung nakita ko to, sabi ko, oh shoot, mabuti na lang at President Marcos have the skill na gawin niya yung tama sa agriculture. Kasi it's about time, di ba? Alam niyo naman na nangyari sa Pilipinas nung panahon nawala si President Marcos noong 1980s sa sinakop ng mga Dilawski ay tamo naman nangyari, gumanda ang Pilipinas kaya walang asenso, di ba? Pero ngayon, because of Tatay Digong, nakakabuelo na ang Pilipinas, nasundan pa nito ni President BBM at ni Vice President Sara, I'm pretty sure we are in good hands. Anyway, tuloy na po natin ito. Huwag na lang muna tayo pumunta doon sa unit team na yun dahil wala naman tayong problema doon. Ay ito naman po ay tungkol sa video ng galing sa Sun, courtesy of Sun, and they just want, meron lang dito papakita o i-explain about what's going on. Kasi nga, una nga sa Netherlands, ngayon medyo nag-aano na sa Canada naman. So, I just want you guys to see it. Okay? Panoorin po natin ito. Okidoki. Sandali lang po. Yan.
I'm Adrienne Batra. Brian
There you
Lilly, you have just reported on a story that seems to be going under the radar, and it has to do with our agriculture sector, our production, our food. What's going on?
Well, I've been hearing little bits of this for the last while, but the story about what
Did he say bit? Whatever.
the Trudeau government wants to do when it comes to fertilizer and Canada's farms wasn't really getting any play outside of farm journals and where they've been covering it extensively. But we've all seen the images of the Dutch farmers protesting.
Ayan. See that? Mismo sa highway pa sila dumadaan ha? Para magprotesta. I'm not sure, maybe sa Canada na rin yan, no? Pero sa Netherlands, nakita ko yan. Pagkano po, ilalagay ko yung link ng tungkol sa kanila. In that way, makita nyo po mabuti. Pero ang ibig ko po sabihin, di ba, maswerte pa rin tayo unless itong mga taong labas, kasi naman, lagi naman nilang sinusuhulan ng mga tao, lalo na yung mga mahihirap, na magprotesta against the government. Kahit naman sinong gobyerno, pinoprotest nila. Pero at least ngayon, ang Pilipinas, gising na at hindi na naniniwala sa mga yon, I'm sure, no, because of BBM and Sara and the rest of the government, hindi tayo magkakaganyan. Ang akin lang, I feel bad kasi biro mo, they are trying to control the food industry. Imagine that, mga chong. Kaya tama lang yung sinasabi ni President BBM na we need to have our own. Gumawa na tayo ng sarili dahil nga sa mga ganito nangyayari. Okay?
And they're protesting in Europe because the Dutch government, which is very much in line with the Trudeau government, their Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, is very much a friend and political ally of Trudeau himself. They've brought in regulations to tell farmers that they have to cut their nitrous oxide use, which is a component of fertilizer, by 50% by 2030. And so they're having huge demonstrations. They're blocking supermarkets. They're blocking high.
Actually, by 2030. No? Pero ang una yata, 30% muna. Parang dinadahan-dahan lang nila eh. And then, in the end, 50% na. Ngayon, nasaktan ng farmers dyan. Ang sabi, may mga in-interview mga farmers, sabi nila, pati mismo yung lawyer ng farmers group, at saka parang insurance yun ah. Anyway, lugi, sabi nila, they're rather close or shut it down kaysa ituloy nila yung operation. Kasi nga, gusto nga ng government, 30% muna, and then yan pala, nakalagay, sinabi, sa Canada, ewan ko lang sa Netherlands, 2030, gagawin 50%. So, talaga nasasaktan sila doon. Ngayon, may nagtanong niya, no? May nag-text. Sabi, ano ba yung nitrous oxide? Oo nga, tama ka. So, ni-research ko to. Thank you, Google. Ha? It is a highly active greenhouse gas at it is released from pastures and crops using nitrogen fertilizer. Ito pala ay nakakaano rin ng climate eh. Nakakasira din daw to ng climate. Pero ang pinagtataka ko, matagal na, ilang taon na, no? Pero I guess kaya nila ginagawa ngayon yan kasi nga nag-iiba na yung climate. Naalala ko nung bata pa ako noon, my dad was showing me yung mga, I think I remember, mangga eh. Sabi ko sa tatay ko noon, bakit kulay puti? Eh dilaw yung mangga, di ba? Or green, di ba? Pag hilaw. Sabi niya, hindi ka gay, tatanga-tanga, hindi yung gay fertilizer. Di ba? Yun ang ibig ko sabihin. kaya nakita ko, yung para siyang pulbos eh, kulay puti, pero hindi ko lang alam kung nitrous oxide din yan. I'm not even sure also kung gumagamit ang Pilipinas ng ganun. Kasi nga mahal daw yan. I don't know. I'm not sure. Kaya comment kayo kung alam niyo kung ano yung ginagamit sa Pilipinas. Kasi baka rin eh, baka. Okay? Tuloy natin.
They're blocking food distribution centers, saying this is going to put us out of business. This is going to drive up the cost of food. It's going to be horrible for everyone involved. And I looked at what our government is doing, and it's not quite as stringent. They're not looking for a 50% cut, but they are looking for a 30% cut in emissions from fertilizer, which most farmers will tell you means cut fertilizer use by 30%. You do that, you get less crop per land, less output. Your production value or production cost could end up going up, and the cost of food is definitely going to go up because there will be less of it to go around. So less.
Exactly. You know? Actually, Netherlands yata, I'm not sure if pangalawa o pangatlo silang nag-export, no, when it comes to crops. So I'm not sure with that, but I think so. Kasi yun nga lang, syempre, tataas. So, pag daw ginawa yan ng government at talaga in-implement nila, tataas ang bilihin. Which is, syempre, ito katulad ito, may nagsasabi, mataas na bilihin, tataas pa rin po. Yun ang mangyayari. Kaya ang sa atin lang, no, sana sa Pilipinas, huwag magkaganyan. Kaya sana, suportahan natin ang government ng Philippines kasi nga, they're trying to make their own bigas. Hindi na tayo mag-i-import na ipinamana ng mga Dilawski kay Tatay Digong. Tapos ngayon na kay BBM pa. Ay, ay, ay.
Less income for farmers, more cost to you to put that food on the table. This is not a good plan.
It's a cocktail for disaster because the input costs that our farmers are already facing are sky high.
In fairness, itong babae ito mukhang kontra to sa Canada government, no? Yan ba yung pinaka-Raisa Robles nila?
Add the inflation that is putting even more pressure upon this. How does this
Kung may nagsabi, yan to yung Karen Davila.
get justified? I mean, is this yet another one of their climate change obsessive plan? When Chrystia Freeland was asked the other day about the cost of gasoline for the trucking industry, she reverted once again back to climate change. And I know that Canadians.
Yan po ang ibig ko sabihin, no? Sinasabi nila, isa sila nagsasabi na they're using climate change para magtaas. Kaya sabi nila, why? No? And they're saying also, no, hindi yata dito sa video, sa isang video na bakit nila kokontrolin ang food industry? What is going on? Alam nyo, nakita ko pa nga yung picture nila Bill Gates dun sa background nung nagre-reklamo, nasabi, yun. Kaya sabi ko, oh shoot. Diba? Anyway, tuloy natin.
All feel that they want to do their part in addressing climate change. We do have very strict rules in this country already. We all put our stuff in the blue bin and we're doing all of these things as individuals already.
Oh, ika nga di ba, pag tagtatapon tayo, no? Hiwalay, bote, ilalagay sa isang bin, basura, sa green. Ganito rito sa Washington, no? Hindi ko lang alam sa Pilipinas ngayon. Kasi naalala ko nung araw sa Pilipinas, basta may bin ka malaki, itapon mo na lang, may tatapon na sa truck, bubusin na lang sa kalye, itapon mo lang kahit bote yan, o ano, magkakasama na That was before. Ngayon, mahigpit na. I'm pretty sure sa Pilipinas. Aba, lalo na ngayon si Vice President Sara, nakaw, mahigpit di yan. Pow!
How is this going to fly? I imagine that the Trudeau government is already so, shall we say, trepidatious about what happened with the trucker convoy.
Lalim nun, trepidatious. Mga chong, kung ano meaning nun?
Are we going to see something similar with our farmers?
If they go ahead with it, quite possibly. Look, they've got some consultations going on to the end of August, but this is part of their climate change plan. And it was developed not by Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. It wasn't developed by the Ag Minister. It was developed by the Environment and Climate Change Minister, then given to Ag Canada. And they were told, here, you guys implement this 30% cut. There's been no consultation on how high the cut should be, no modeling provided to the industry.
Boom! Doon tayo at sila nag-question. Parang walang nag-research di ba? Sabi, environmentalist nag-research. At sabi nga, yan, i-cut nyo ng 30% to save at least yung climate natin o yung Earth. Pero, ito naman, sabi niya, is he wants to, give some more documents or evidence, proof, or whatever you call that, na, hey, ito nga mangyayari pagka tuloy-tuloy ang paggamit ng chemical. Okay? So, yun ang kanyang gustong malaman at ng iba pang tao. Siyempre, tayo din, mga chong, di ba?
Farmers. I've talked to farmers in the prairies. I've talked to farmers in southwestern Ontario. And they're all telling me the same thing. We don't use more fertilizer than we need. We put in just the right amount to get the crop out because fertilizer is expensive. But the government's acting as if they're going around putting in fertilizer all over the place, like your Uncle Bob, who got some lawn fertilizer on sale at Canadian Tire. No, this is really expensive stuff. So they're not using it willy-nilly. And if they don't use it, then the crop yields go down. There was a study by the industry looking into this. And the estimate is that a farmer on the prairies who plants 1,000 acres of canola and 1,000 acres of wheat. And you're from Saskatchewan, you know a 2,000 acre farm ain't a big farm. Well, you plant that and 1,000 of canola, 1,000 of wheat, you're going to lose about $40,000 a year just from this one change. And again, price of food going up, income for farm families going down, government getting involved where they don't need to. The industry is trying to say, look, let's look at how much fertilizer gets used for how much crop is out there, because already we're lower in Canada than other countries because of using best farming practices. If we don't grow the food here, it'll be grown somewhere else where they don't use these best farming practices. And if you're worried about global emissions, they'll go up.
See that? Kahit mismo ang Canada, no? Sama na natin ang Netherlands siguro. At saka kung ano pa yung kaano nila. As much as possible, no, they want to maintain o hanggat maaari, magtanim sila parang pagkain. Diba? Which is sa atin naman, sa Pilipinas, ay tuwang-tuwa pa yung iba para mag-import. Kasi nga, ganun. Kaya ngayon ginagawa ng ating presidente, ako lagi ko sisingit yung BBM president dito dahil maganda naman ang kanilang plano, no? Kaya sana suportahan natin.
But the Trudeau government hasn't bought those sorts of arguments from other industries before. They're unlikely to buy them from the farmers. And I'm worried that what we saw in February with the truckers convoy, what we're seeing in Holland right now with the Dutch farmers.
Holland? See? Kita mo yan? Ay.
That anger could spill over here in the near future if the Trudeau government isn't careful, if they don't take off their green blinders to see reality.
Palang pala.
Well, we knew that when Mr. Gibault was appointed as the environment minister, he's, one of these greeniacs, and that they are going to be so radical when it comes, the environment ministry was going to be so radical under his watch. Is this just the beginning of it? Are there other aspects to this policy that they have just drummed up that we should take note of?
Well, in Holland, they're also going after emissions related to livestock production. So watch for them to go after beef farmers, maybe chicken farmers. Pork farmers, probably not as much, because those are mostly based in Quebec, and we know that the Trudeau government doesn't do anything to annoy Quebec farmers. But yeah, they're going to come after your meat as well. So if you enjoy a burger, you enjoy a pork chop, you enjoy a steak or bacon.
Oh, no. Oh, kumain nga mga chong. Paminsan-minsan na nga lang tayo makakakain yan. Ililimit pa? What the heck? Hindi pwede yan.
That could all be facing new limits as well. We haven't gone that route in Canada yet, but if we follow what the Europeans are doing, then yeah, they could be coming after that as well. Again, driving up costs, driving farmers out of business, and driving up what it costs to put the food on your...
Yun. Yun po mga chong, at ika nga ay ang ating reaction dyan ay sana po ay wag mangyari yan sa Pilipinas. Okay? Pero sabi ko nga, hindi man mangyari yan sa Pilipinas, merong gagawa ng paraan para magkaganyan ng Pilipinas. Alam natin yan, di ba? Alam natin yan. Di ba? Actually, hindi pa pinakikita to sa mainstream media. Pero pag alam nilang palapit sa Pilipinas, ayan na. Lalagay agad. Kaya mga chong, ang masasabi ko lang, mabuti na lang meron po tayong ganitong boom team. Sila ang mag-aangat sa atin. Hindi man lang super angat na inaasahan ng mga Dilawski na parang lutang. At least maiaahon niya tayo. Kasi kay Tatay Digong naiahon niya na tayo eh. They just have to continue it. Kaya nga sabi nga ni President BBM at ni Vice President Sara, itutuloy natin ang iiwanan ni Tatay Digong. Palakpakan natin. Ano na nangyari? Ha? Yun ang ibig ko pong sabihin, no? Kung hindi sa kanila, nako, baka tayo matulad sa Netherlands at ngayon nga baka raw mangyari sa Canada. Malapit ako dun Oh my gosh. But anyway, ang masasabi ko lang po ay dasal tayo and I hope na sila po ay mag-succeed sa plano nila sa Pilipinas. At suportahan natin. Maaga pa. Napakaaga pa para mamintas yung mga walang maisip at walang magawa dyan sa Pilipinas. Para sa akin, konting time pa dahil hindi ganun kabilis isolve ang problema na naiwan na dapat sana ay itutuloy ng ating Tatay Digong. Pero syempre nandito naman ang panibagong kakampi niya. I'm pretty sure nasa mabuting kalagayan ng Pilipinas. Okay? Alright! Sana po nagustuhan nyo ang ating video at syempre abangan nyo ang aking susunod na video. At please, maraming pong salamat. Subscribe. Mag-like po tayo para umangat po tayo lalo na ngayon umaangat na. Thank you very much. At mag-comment po tayo kung kinakailangan. Okay? Oh, don't forget, bell notification ha. In that way, pagka may video tayo boom, gising agad kayo. Okay? Hanggang dito na lang po and please, mag-ingat po tayo, no? Lalo-lalo sa ating mga kababayan diyan sa Pilipinas, mga chong. At syempre po, God bless at mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Thank you.